Today we're going to look at modeling percents on different charts. When we're modeling a percent, remember that a percent is just a part of something over 100. So like if you said, if you said you had 80% of that, it's just 80 out of 100. So if you were going to model that on a 10 by 10 grid or a grid of 100, you would just color in 8 squares, or 80. So this would be, we'd go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. And we'd color the rest in, because that's showing 80% of 100. Or you can also think about this. This will help you write it in decimals as well, that this is 0.80 or 80% of the box, because these are each 1/100th. So 80 100ths is 80%. So let's look at another one. Let's say we were trying to model 25% on a chart. Remember, 25% means it's 25 out of 100. So we are going to color in 25% of the squares, or 2,500 squares. So we're going to go 10, 20, and 5 is half of 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we would color that all in. But that's enough to show that it's 25% of the square. So we can write it 25 over 100. We can say 25 out of 100. Or we can say 0.25. It all means the same thing. On this one, I want you to think and pause at certain points. So I want you to look at this chart, and I want you to pause the video and tell who you're watching with how you would complete the chart to model 37%. Tell them how many full rows you would color in and how many individuals you would color in. Go ahead and pause the video and talk to a partner or whoever's next to you. All right, so now we're looking at this one. For 37%, we're going to color in 3 holes, one for 10, 20, 30, and then we have to have 7 more. So we're going to go half is 5, 6, 7. So this would be 37%. I want you to pause the video and write 37% as a fraction. Don't worry about reducing. So if you pause the video, you should have wrote 37 over 100. Now I want you to pause the video and write it 37% as a decimal. Okay, you should have paused your video and you're unpausing it now. You should write it 0.37. An easy way for me to remember from going to a percent to a decimal is you cross this out and you move the decimal in 2 times. So if you had a number like 100%, remember 100% would be 100 out of 100. If you were writing it as a decimal, you would cross out that percent sign and put your decimal at the end and go 1, 2. So this as a decimal is actually 1.0. Those are all equal. We can also model a percent based on a bar graph. Let's take a look at this bar graph. If this was a candy bar, how many pieces would this be cut into? Let's count them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this candy bar is cut into 10 pieces. So we know that this whole candy bar would equal to 100% of the candy bar. So if you were to eat one of the pieces of the candy bar, it would be 1/10 of the candy bar. I wonder what 1/10 is as a percent. Remember in the last lesson where we set it equal to 100? So let's look. To get from 10 to 100, we multiply times 10. So to get from 1 to here, our unknown, we also have to multiply that times 10. So each piece is 10 out of 100. And we know that 10 out of 100 means 10%. So if I were to shade in 3 of these, so 1, 2, 3, that would be 10, 20, 30%. Now let's take a look at this candy bar. Remember, this whole block is our 100%. How would we figure out how many percent each square is worth? Remember, a fraction is just part of a whole. So we have a whole and we have a part, which is the same way we find out a percent. So our whole is what we would do if we were to count our parts. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Our whole consists of 4 parts. For one part, it would be 1/4. So I bet you know 1/4 of 100. Think about quarters. Remember, there are 4 quarters in a dollar. So each quarter is worth 25 out of 100. Or that would be 25%, or 0.25.